And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you.
Oh shit, here we go again.
After Donald Trump won the popular vote, you would expect the left-wingers to maybe take this opportunity to reflect upon themselves and eat a little humble pie. But of course, they couldn't help themselves and had to jump at the first opportunity to show how juvenile they really are. I of course speak of the salute fiasco concerning Elon Musk. We got him this time, guys. We definitely got him this time. Seems rather unfortunately for the next 4 years, we're going to be bombarded once again by absolutely brain-rotting propaganda. One look at meta feeds, especially on Instagram, and you will see that is being pushed tenfold. Now, even though Elon Musk seems to spaz out every time he's on stage anyway, but the real question here is, why don't people just make their minds up? You see, when the Israel-Palestine fiasco started, we were bombarded with propaganda about how Trump and his allies are all Zionist. Yet now we are being bombarded by the same people with the claim that Elon Musk has proved that Trump and his allies are Yazidis. Many are actually repeating this absolutely brain-dead talking point made by pro-Palestine idiots, that Zionists and Yazidis are actually the same thing. So let me get this straight. The Yazidis hatched a plan to eliminate all the Jays, so some Jays go back to Palestine and re-establish Israel, and they understood that the Arabs from the surrounding country will then send the rest of the Jays over into Israel to potentially strengthen their numbers, even though maybe they could have just eliminated less Jays and just send them over anyway?
Call it, Sanchez, or you'll get a knuckle supper.
God damn. This gives Alex Jones a run for his money. Hell, even the Soros-loving ADL, who would never let an opportunity like this go to waste, who absolutely love taking shots at Trump and his allies, who are the reason I have to use terms like Jays and Yazidis, and are quite literally the inspiration behind the use of Islamophobia to shut down critics. Even that ADL has come out in defense of Elon Musk. Funnily enough, a lot of left-wingers have suddenly rediscovered George Orwell and the quote, "The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command."
Yes!
You mean what you've been doing in the last decade or so? Playing fast and loose with facts to push your agendas upon people, whether it be related to climate change or BLM or LGBTQ, or how you ignored increasing governmental control implemented using a certain outbreak as an excuse, or the use of illegal migrants for political purposes, and the increasing threat of extremist Islam. And let's not forget the suppression of the freedom of speech and expression, along with a healthy suppression of information, and of course using the Ministry of Truth to allocate what is and isn't misinformation. Don't worry guys, that was obviously just conspiracy theorists. We're obviously the side of truth, even though we've said time and time again that we are people who believe that truth is subjective. And of course, don't watch Elon's video in full context, or think of him as a human being. Believe what we're saying, believe what we desperately want it to be. But of course, let's not forget how all these excuses have given the far-right people a great opportunity to come forward and exercise all of their weird beliefs as well. It was quite unfortunate that Yahoo's comment sections had to close down because a lot of that scum has now ended up on platforms such as Instagram. But the Jays killed Jesus. Last time I checked, all of Jesus' apostles were Jays as well. But the Zionist Jays control Hollywood. Is that why all of Hollywood seems to be pro-Palestine? Not to mention religiously suffering from TDS. But the Jays control the world. Is that why they can't control all this pro-Palestine media and pro-Palestine social media? How about maybe it's not an issue with the Jays? It's more of an issue with liberalism, conservatism, orthodoxy, capitalism, Marxism, and the conflicts between them. Why don't we talk about that instead? Oh, and don't forget cultures, religions. So many people in the liberal arts, for example, are attracted to the idea of socialism, of Marxism. So if there's a bunch of liberal artists in one geographical location, and they happen to be mostly of the same race, and they start doing things according to their Marxist ideology, are you going to blame their race? Or are you going to talk about the ideology? You want to talk about some billionaires who might hide behind the idea of anti-Semitism so that they are beyond criticism for their own agendas? But you're not going to talk about the fact that a lot of people on the pro-Palestine side use their victim cards to basically wage their holy war. Not to mention Arabs were quite literally a colonial force. But of course, it only counts as colonial if it's from the West, am I right? In fact, here's another thing. A lot of right-wingers talk about how the Talmud-believing Jays are behind much of the chaos that we see in the world today. And though I'm happy to agree that that's partly true, it's historical fact that a lot of them were actually against the idea of Israel being made, because they were waiting for God to do that for them. In fact, you can see a lot of them picketing with pro-Palestine supporters. But of course, who wants things to be complicated, am I right? Oh my god, guys, did you see that? A fist in the air? I told you Elon's a Marxist commie bastard. No wonder his hammer move looked so sus.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you.